Why Jupiter is not what it seems. July 5th, 2016 was a truly historic date. The day Earthlings first came so close to Jupiter for the first time. The Juno spacecraft braked safely near its orbit and immediately began exploring the planet. It took the spacecraft 5 years and more than $1 billion to make this difficult journey, but believe me, it was worth it. It turns out that inside the huge Jupiter can hide a whole planet, dozens of times more massive than Earth. And this is not all its secrets. Jupiter is hardly the most important and most mysterious planet in the solar system. No other celestial body has affected our planet the way he has, except the Sun, of course. And that means that by revealing at least a small part of all the mysteries of this giant, we will be one step closer to understanding the eternal question of how life appeared not only on Earth, but in the solar system as a whole. Let's see what secrets Jupiter hides from us. At the poles of the planet very often sparkle strange rings of fire, something like the polar lights on Earth. But we have such phenomena occur only in periods of increased solar activity, but here they are constant. And although their intensity varies from day to day, Jupiter's auroras are 8 times brighter and hundreds of times more energetic than on Earth. It has twice the mass of all objects in the solar system, except the Sun. These are infrared images of the planet. They show that under the cloud layer of the planet are very powerful heat sources in the form of stripes and spots. By some mysterious process, our giant generates and radiates 60% more energy than it receives from the Sun. There are thoughts that Jupiter is an unripe star. Indeed, there are more than 60 satellites orbiting the planet, a record in the solar system. And from the outside, it looks like a separate star system. The Great Red Spot is Jupiter's most famous landmark. It looks very mysterious, but in reality, it is a giant atmospheric vortex, the largest hurricane in the solar system, in which several planets like Earth would easily drown. The hurricane hasn't subsided for at least 350 years since it was first spotted. What's more, the vortex has been in the same place for all those years. It rotates at a speed of about 500 km/h, but for some reason gradually decreasing. In addition to the Great Red Spot, Jupiter is rich and other hurricanes, which sometimes arrange astronomers' bizarre installations. Jupiter is littered with patches of cyclones and anticyclones. The reason for this atmospheric anomaly is unclear. In addition, giant lightning flashes on Jupiter thousands of times longer than on Earth. The biggest mystery and the craziest theory, what's inside it? With Juno, scientists intend to test the highly controversial hypothesis that there is a solid core inside the planet, which is a gas giant. As some scientists believe, it may be stony or made of exotic material, or there is another planet hiding there at all. Chinese astronomer Shuling Li and his American colleague Douglas Lin conducted an entertaining study. Their calculations and computer modeling showed that once there were many more planets in the solar system than there are now. Among them were the so-called super-Earths, planets whose mass is many times greater than Earth's. Super-Earths are necessarily present in other star systems. They were the first to be discovered with telescopes in other worlds, but there is no such variety in ours. Where did the massive neighbors go? Modeling has answered that question as well. It turned out that these super-Earths collided with gas giants and became their cores. For example, Jupiter once swallowed a planet with a mass of at least 10 Earths. It has already become its core. Researchers believe that all the planets in the solar system, including Earth, have experienced collisions with larger or smaller bodies, resulting in the breakaway part that became the Moon. Remember the hypothesis that a gas giant was once a star? It's a pretty crazy but still very popular hypothesis. It is believed that mankind even caught a glimpse of this miracle. Many peoples and myths mention that they saw 2 suns in the sky. Perhaps you do not know this, but in the universe, most stars are located in pairs, with singles like our sun, an incredible rarity. And Jupiter, with its many satellites, is very much like a solar system in miniature. There are some very large planets orbiting around it, including planets that may have life on them. Europa, for example. It is completely covered with ice and NASA believes that deep beneath this block, there may be a whole ocean, and in liquid form, and, assuming that Jupiter was once a star, it is likely that deep beneath the ice of Europa, there is life. Maybe once there lived there intelligent beings, and maybe even our ancestors. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to learn more about space.